As far as the debate goes, there were good people on both sides. So stay tuned for my breakdown of the 2020 presidential election. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Marquita Show podcast, a podcast where I talk about everything from politics to pop culture and everything in between. If you are not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Turn on that bell for post notifications so you get notified every single time I post. And again, we are jumping in numbers. It is wonderful that a lot of you guys decided to join the family. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you to everyone that has donated to the Marquita Show podcast. You keep this show going. So if you are interested in making a monetary donation, just look in the description box. Links will be down below. And if you can't support me monetarily, support me by hitting that like button. Share this video. That would be great. But let's jump right into it. So I hope everybody took a second out, about an hour and a half, to watch the presidential debate. It was very interesting. Not the blowout that I was hoping for, but it got the job done. So let's start off. I think both candidates had an objective when they came into this debate. I think both of those objectives were very clear last night. For instance, when it came to President Trump, I think his goal was to knock Joe Biden off his rocker. He wanted the dementia Joe to pop out, the delusional Joe to pop out. So as throughout the debate, you see him making little statements, little things to kind of irritate Joe and knock him off his game, which is the typical Trump, and that is the Trump that most people love, including me, because I feel like he's so funny and he's blunt. He doesn't care about what he says what he feels, and to some extent, that's how I am. I say what I feel. So I love that about Trump. I think most of Trump's base and his supporters love the fact that he is no holds barred, and he showed that last night. Now, did he go as hard as I think he could have? No, he didn't, but that was good that he didn't, because if you turn to Joe's objective was to kind of show that this man is erratic, he's crazy, you never know what he wants to do, and he wants to present himself as calm, cool, collected under pressure. If you looked, I can tell that he did a lot of prep for this debate. Biden's delivery was more so of a, I'm in a commercial, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this. He actually gave no real policy that I know of. He was actually on more of a defense end because Trump got the one up on him. And so he went to defense mode because, again, Trump's goal was to throw Biden off his rocker. Biden's goal was just to stay calm and make this guy look like he was erratic. So you can tell that on both sides what they were trying to do. Both did a great game because Joe, he slipped there a few times, but not as much, I think, as Trump wanted him to be shown in. So he kept his composure. Trump, he wasn't as like bam, 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 bam-tastic like he always is that he goes in. But he did a great job. I noticed that he brought up a lot of points that the media doesn't like to talk about when it comes to Joe, like his whole scandal with his son Hunter Biden and why he received $3.5 million from Moscow. I don't know why the media doesn't want to talk about it. Well, I do know why, because the media is very liberal and they are pro-liberal agenda. So, of course, they're not going to talk about it, but I love that Trump brought it up. I love that he also talked about law enforcement and how Joe, he's not quick to denounce the riots, mainly because those are his supporters. So he tried to kind of tiptoe around that area. So he was like, oh, I love law enforcement, blah, 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 blah. And he was like, at one point, I think Trump pointed out the riots. He was like, looting, killing people. That's not peaceful protest. You're labeling that as peaceful protest. And Joe kind of jumped on. He was like, no, that's not peaceful protest. But you didn't get a hard answer from him about the protest. He just kind of did a soft touch on it. And then they jumped to Trump and his racist agenda, which I kind of had a feeling that was coming because that's their whole, the leftist push is that Trump is a racist. So of course they jumped on the jumped on the bandwagon last night and wanted him to denounce the KKK, which I think he did. But the media, of course, they're going to screw it like he didn't denounce the KKK, or he told them to stand down. And it was weird because the moderator used those words, stand down. So Trump used that word, stand down. So now they're trying to paint it as if he's the leader of the KKK, which it's just ridiculous. Like, so I'm just not even going to touch on that or even promote that, because I don't even feel like that is the case. I don't feel like Trump is a racist. So we're going to graze over that, just like they graze over all this other stuff that Joe Biden do. They turn a blind eye to it. So we're going to turn a blind eye to what they did with Trump and the whole denouncing the KKK thing. But anyway, again, Trump jumped on the military statement he made. Now, again, Joe was on the defense. Trump was constantly slamming him with stuff that the media won't tell you. So he was hitting him pretty hard. He brought up the issue about, I think a few days ago, a video was leaked of Joe Biden, excuse my French, but he caused some military personnel. He was giving a speech. He was telling like some kind of joke. And he told his audience, which was made up of military people, and family, he told them to laugh, you stupid bastards. It's crazy how the media didn't talk about that. And I think Joe kinda, and I don't know, I have to go back and watch, but it looked like he said that's not true. When there are two videos, not one, two videos, different angles, recording him saying, laugh, you stupid bastards. So I don't know if he was just kind of like, whatever, I'm just going to deny whatever he says, and he just simply shook his head, that's not true, when clearly he has two videos. So I kind of side-eyed Joe there a little bit. That wasn't cool. If you said it, you said it. Say you were joking, it was just a joke or whatever, but don't just simply say that it wasn't true when we got two videos and two angles of the situation. That was just bad. They touched on several different topics, the economy being one. That's what I like to stick to. That's what I like to hear about, because that's what's going to affect me the most. Healthcare, kind of, sort of, but I've always dealt with it. But more so, the economy is what affects a large group of people. That's jobs. That's getting people out of poverty. So that tends to affect people a lot more when it comes to what we need to be talking about. So when they touched on the economy, I think they brought up the Green New Deal. Now, Joe is in an awkward position because he can't denounce it because he'll lose his far left supporters, but he can't support it because he'll lose his moderate supporters as well. So he tiptoed around it once again, because he said he doesn't his objective is the Joe Biden plan. It's not the Green New Deal. If you don't know what the Green New Deal, it's like a whole overall of our system. It's supposed to be environmentally friendly, but it's going to cost millions, billions of dollars to implement a lot of this stuff that people are saying. And we're like, how are we going to pay for it? The American people are going to be broke if they try to implement this deal. So he tried to distance himself from that bill, all the while encouraging a few aspects of it, because he started to talk about the Green New Deal, but the moderator said, do you agree? He said no, and so he stopped talking about it. So he moved on. So I don't know what his issue is with the Green New Deal. I think he's just trying to keep the most votes, so he's not trying to go too far left, because he'll lose his moderate liberals. But he's not trying to go in the other direction either, because he doesn't want to lose the far left people. So he's just trying to play the field at this point. And I love that Trump is just being typical Trump. He's very transparent. He's going to say what he feels. I think he got a lot of great points. One of the other great points that he made was the fact that Joe has been in Congress for 47 years, and he hasn't did anything that he's saying that he's promising us that he'll do as president. Now, I'm not the smartest person. I didn't pay attention in civics that much, or social studies, or whatever you call that class. Now, but far as I remember how bills are created, bills are Bills are started in the House or the Senate. Those are the people that write the bills. Then it goes on to get vetoed or approved by the president. So here's the thing. The president doesn't write laws. Congress does. He's been in Congress, Biden that is, for 47 years. And you telling me all of this stuff that he's talking about, he's going to be able to implement that as president? No, you were where you needed to be to implement those laws that you're talking about. So I find that very strange that now as president, you're going to do all this stuff, but you were in the position to do it, as far as I'm concerned. Because last time I checked, the president does not write laws. He does not make laws. He vetoes or he signs the bill into law. So just saying, Joe. Just saying, Joe. You were in a position to do it, yet you didn't. But now as president, you're supposed to be doing all this stuff. I'm side-eyeing you, Joe. I'm side-eyeing you, Joe. But anyway, so that is my breakdown. There was a lot more to talk about, but I think I hit the main points on what it was that really stuck with people. So we'll see for round 2. But anyway, guys, that is my breakdown of the 2020 presidential debate. I'm about to get out of here. As always, guys, love you. One vibe, one tribe. Deuces.